what's the hardest part about managing it all? There's so much on your plate, dude, and so many people and all that.
Recruiting. It's all about recruiting. You need
People.
Yeah, you need to hire people that you trust.
How do you quality control? Because I'm sure people DM you all the time, message you all the time, and I'm sure you have an HR team. But how do you, what ends up being the best way to find people with trial and error? I know you mentioned kind of putting them through the experience and
trial and error and
trial by fire.
trial by fire. I'll probably get in trouble for this. Did I tell you the story of so I was testing a new assistant, and we end up flying to Singapore with my team. And I give them 2 rules specifically because of how Singapore works and the time and the event. And I gave these 2 rules because after conversing with this new assistant, I realized that he liked to drink. So I said 2 rules.
Yep.
No drinking and no sleeping around for the next week. Those are the 2 rules. While we're in Singapore, don't do it. So I tell my assistant who works for me, I said, take him to the bar. See if he drinks, right? Like you would test him, be homies with him. They take shots together. All right, perfect.
Oh, they took shots.
Yeah, they took shots together. So I already knew, hey, I can't trust this kid because whatever it is. And then we just up the game. Take him to the red light district.
Mm-hmm.
I won't continue the story. It gets crazy.
But yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So he didn't pass the test. Long story short, hired people of confidence. If I have a maid, I'll leave cash on the table to see if the cash is there. At a certain level, you need people that you can trust. That's why a lot of people hire people from their childhood, people that they know or knew when they had nothing or were just coming up. And then 2, understand that as a boss, as an owner, your job is not to do things. Your job is to recruit. Your job is to hire. Your job is to vet. And your job is to have the architect perspective. The architect isn't the one that is out here figuring out the pipes and figuring out the electrical cords. No, they're designing, they're observing, they're making sure that everything is in accordance to plan. Life by design. Mm-hmm. And life by design also means that other people need to operate in their respective roles with peace of mind, that they're not going to backstab you, that they're actually competent enough to follow through with the task. It's not just about being good, because loyalty and trust and confidence from a weak person that's incapable doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
You need confidence and trust from somebody that's capable and somebody that's quality controlled and tested. And then finally, you need to build fail-proof systems. You need to create systems where people don't have to think. My life is SOP'd. What I need, what I want, what I eat, everything is written down in a very simple way so that if any assistant always comes, they know what to do. So there should be basic manuals on how you operate, what you like, what you enjoy, that people can facilitate and help you with. You don't need a lot, but the first thing you need in business is a virtual assistant. Somebody that checks your emails, schedules your calls, manages your spam. Very basic things that create space to think, space to innovate, space to brainstorm. A lot of people are always running. They're always on the hamster wheel. So they never create the opportunity to stop and change directions if they have to. And you can't stop. What you can do is hire people and train people to do things on your behalf, and do it in a way, once again, it goes back to community, that incentivizes them, because you can't build an external community if the internal community, aka your business and your team, is dysfunctional. It all starts with the unit that is internal. So I work with my own team. We have meetings every single week. We always get together. We dine together. We eat together. We go and travel together, because the quality of the bond of my internal relationships will dictate how we create products and how we do business and serve our customers.
Effects, yeah.
That's correct.
That's the hardest part, I feel like. Finding a core team you trust. And that's just iterative through time a lot of the time. Like the core team.
The core team iterates,
Yeah.
but it only improves. So just like in a long-term relationship, the goal is compounding effect. If I have an employee that I pay $80,000 or $100,000 a year, I'm not just paying for their time. I understand, and sometimes because many times I overpay my employees, I'm investing in their future. I would like to be able to reap the rewards alongside them of the level up, of the experience, of becoming a better person. Because if I'm investing into you, I want to be able to grow with you as well.
Yeah.
So instead of dating a new person every 6 months.
That's a lot of energy though, right?
No,
All the people you have.
No, because well, that comes from the idea that you have to micromanage and govern every aspect of the business. You have the right operators, you have the right managers,
Mhm.
and then you have the workers, the people that manage the task, the people that supervise the task, and then the people that you interact with that you delegate things to at a higher level.
Mhm.
At that, and I have a couple departments. So I have my media team. My media team is comprised of production and post production. I have my human resources, so that manages people. I
Mhm.
have my investment firm, so that has a couple analysts and a couple recruiters that go out and look for investment opportunities and tickets that we can invest in. And then I mentioned our media team. I have my distribution team. My distribution team is huge,
Mhm.
70, 80 people,
Mhm.
8 managers. And then I have my customer service and community team.
How long do you
That's
s-
how it's bridged.
how long do you see yourself running this? Or do you see yourself one day just building so much enterprise value, having a liquidity event, keeping your investments, and then kind of sailing off to the sunset, grabbing a farm?
I'm already there, bro.
Yeah.
I'm already there. I'm already plotting with my community uh to have this last season of business. I think as you said, there's new goals and new things. I don't always want to be doing business. I don't always want to be looking at charts. I don't always want to be, checking P&Ls and balance sheets. I want to do other things in life, like have a farm, potentially travel to new places around the world,
Do
and
you
that
see yourself
requires
creating?
time.
Do you see yourself creating content as well?
For sure. I mean, I like
Yeah.
content. I like creating content and I like sharing content, and most people appreciate it.
Mhm.
For the bigger part of the internet has appreciated the net positive outcome of my content, but I do see myself eventually in some way, shape, or form living a different type of life simply because I like change.
Mhm.
I'm a person that thrives in change and a person that thrives in controlled chaos.
Mhm.
So being able to create new scenarios where you remove yourself from the internet might be cool.
What is it about the chaos you enjoy?
The unpredictability and
Because there's so
the
much routine in business.
correct. Well,
Yeah.
I intentionally create routine for my staff so that I don't have to be in a routine. Have the privilege to live a life where I can do what I want to do,
Right.
which means I want my life to be exciting. I don't know where I'm going next week, right? So my hotel, right? We're here in the hotel. I check out tomorrow. I don't have a flight anywhere. I don't know where I'm going. Maybe I go to maybe I go to LA, maybe I go back to Miami. Who knows? 2 weeks from now, I'm going to South Africa. I booked the tickets yesterday morning. Just going to go DJ with some friends. After that, who knows, right? If I had an office, if I had these things, which I can, and I would make more money,
Mhm.
and that's the lifestyle of many, and that's cool. It's not for me right now.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to do these things.
So, how do you manage the chaos of travel all the time while running the businesses, relationships? How do you manage all that?
I mean, relationships specifically, when you're in a relationship, you need to understand that priorities change. Sometimes business is the priority. Sometimes your girl is the priority. I've had to sit down and tell my girl, hey, right now I have to focus on work.
Mhm.
I need to go make money. This lifestyle that you want requires sacrifice. I have to go do. Right now, you are not the priority.
Mhm.
The priority is the business. Sometimes the business needs to stop so that I can go take care of my health.
Mhm.
My health becomes the priority.
Mhm.
My body's in check, but I'm feeling a little bit anxious. The priority becomes fixing my mindset.
Mhm.
So it's about creating a life of stability and a life of always understanding that things change. Yes, your spouse is important. Yes, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have to sacrifice time with your family, time with your kids, time with your wife, if you want to, in order to continue to grow. It's not required, but you can't have everything.
Mhm.
So I sat
And
down,
seasons.
the
Yeah.
seasons, bro. I sat down with my girl and I said, hey, if we grind this out for a couple years, then we don't have to semi grind for 40 years. I just want to go all in and then enjoy the rest of my life. So for the next couple years,
Mhm.
my priority is going to be self-development. My priority is going to be making money. My priority is going to be providing. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to level up. You're going to enjoy life and you get to do the things that you like and we'll do them together. Relationships work when you have a common purpose.
Mhm.
Most people don't have a common purpose. Unfortunately, we live in a society that has been so fucked by the government and so fucked by the banks that most people live a slavish life.
Mm-hmm.
And what do I mean by this? Most couples wake up 7, 8 in the morning, they get dressed, they go two completely different directions
Mm-hmm.
to do two completely different things
Mm-hmm.
for most of the day.
Mm-hmm.
They get tired emotionally, tired physically, tired mentally. They get a paycheck to come and provide, but then they come back home, they're tired. The wife has to cook. She still has to look good for the man. She still has to take care of the kids. It's a lot, dude.
Right.
The husband has to pay the bills. He has to chill out. He has to listen to his wife's emotional situation and deal with those things. So there's a very heavy dynamic that doesn't create, once again, space for the relationship to thrive because there's no common purpose. If you have the ability for your wife to stay at home, for your wife to take care of the family,
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
If she wants to work, so be it. She can work. But the truth is, your wife or your spouse or your partner, the only way that you're going to grow and get to know this person is if you have a common purpose and if you spend time together.
Yeah.
If you're away from each other 80% of the day, it's very hard. And I think that in relationships, it's about expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into a relationship expecting that this person owes you 24 hours a day, owes you a text message response within 60 minutes, then the expectation already creates stress. It already creates a relationship with where things are too demanding.
Mm-hmm.
Before being with somebody, I have to be with myself. I'm an individual.
Yeah.
So I have missions to accomplish. You have things that you have to accomplish that ultimately will impact your family, that will impact the people that you support. So the expectation when I converse with my spouse, when I converse with different people that either are married or engaged or have a girlfriend, and you're talking to your partner, I was talking to my partner and I said, like, in a very simple way, right now, you can't be my priority. It's not that I don't want you to be my priority. I wish.
Yeah.
You just can't. And if you understand that, then when the situation arises where you feel like you're not the priority, remember that we had this agreement.
Yes, exactly.
So are you okay with this? If not, I'll go work the 9 to 5, but just know that I will be unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can be happy. I'll be home. We'll watch Hulu. We'll watch Netflix. We'll hang out. We'll cuddle, but it'll be in that 1 bedroom apartment and it'll be a shitty life.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you want, like that's cool for me. I just don't want that, but I'll do it for you. Or you trust me.
Mm-hmm. Dude, you're so much by design. I love it. It's like you spend so much time thinking about systems. Is that the majority of what you spend your time doing?
I love to create space to observe and to evaluate what the best possible decisions one can make. It's not about
And they just
making a
come
ton
to
of.
you?
They come to you through. They would come to more people more obviously if they just stopped. People don't stop. People are always on autopilot. People react. Instead of being proactive, they're reactive. I want to control every situation and every environment and predict things that are going to happen so that when things happen, it's like taking an umbrella out. Are you smart because you have an umbrella? No, you just said, hey, there's a chance that it's going to rain. Hey, there's a chance I'm going to need money, so I'm going to go make it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hard? Yeah, who gives a fuck? You just have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So the objective isn't to be always thinking, isn't to always be doing. It's about creating space for what is necessary. Sometimes you need to create space to work out. Sometimes you need to create space to think. Sometimes you need, it's about a life of balance. Everything is by design. Everything is by intention. Whatever you read, whatever you eat, whatever you listen to, who you associate with, what you work on, what's your purpose, how you talk to yourself. Everything is an ingredient that culminates in who you are as a person. And all of it is in your control. That's why, I love talking about business. I also like talking about, what matters to me, which is how can somebody develop into the best version of them?
Mm-hmm.
We carry a lot of baggage. We carry a lot of damage. We carry a lot of trauma. And unless we address these things that torment our mind, we're never going to be free from them. You can run from things, but you can't hide from them.
Did you ever do therapy?
I've never done therapy.
Yeah.
I've done mushrooms.
Alternatives, yeah.
And the psychedelic mushrooms have changed my life. When I first took mushrooms, I weighed almost 200 pounds.
Mhm.
Had a spiritual journey with psilocybin for many months, and it definitely changed the way that I think about the world.
What's the biggest difference between then and now? Like, I'm sure there's a lot. Like
I
before of it, what was the shift?
that I create my reality.
And before, what was it?
That I was a byproduct of other people's decisions, and that I was living at the mercy of other people. And then it hit me, and I was like, the reason I'm unhealthy is because I chose to eat the wrong food. The reason I don't have money is because I didn't go out and do the things that people that have money do. Everything was about self-reflection and self-accountability. And what it did, because this is what psilocybin does, is it creates new neural pathways in the brain, which means new ways for information to be processed.
Mhm.
It just changed my mindset. And I began to think that I can do things. It's possible. It's probable. I just have to follow the right formula. If you want a specific
Mhm.
outcome, you just follow a set of ingredients and a set of instructions. And ultimately, it might not be perfect, but you might get a similar result.
And so, but for you, dude, it's interesting because you say it so, poetically, but a lot of people, entrepreneurs in general, is like that a lot of them struggle with the how, right? How to execute. For you, where does your discernment come from? Because I would say you're pretty sharp. Like even just being with you a couple days, where does that mental acuity come from? Because I'm sure you'd admit you're pretty sharp compared to most in certain areas. You're very like on point. I'm sure in other areas, we all have strengths and weaknesses. But for you, where does that mental acuity come from? Where does that edge come from? Where's that hunger come from?
Having a student's mind, always understanding that there's a high likelihood that I'm wrong. I laugh at myself a lot for being wrong all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I had to humble myself and accept the fact that my life being shit was because my mindset and the information that I had were garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And most people want to solve the problems in their life with the same information that gave them the problems. So it's practical. Feed yourself different thoughts. Put yourself in different rooms. Read different books. Listen to different music. You have to feed yourself different things. Hunger, right? Do you hunger for things? Or people have cravings?
Mm-hmm.
If you never started eating candy, you would never crave for it.
Mm-hmm.
You only crave for something that you've been able to build a habit, or that you've been able to indulge in, or that you've been able to build some sort of pattern around.
Yeah, neural reference. Yeah.
People go to the gym for years on end. They don't go to the gym for 4 days. They freak out,
Mm-hmm.
right? It looks like they're insane. They need to go to the gym. They need to de-stress. They need to work out because they've created those positive patterns. We are creatures of patterns. We are creatures that are very much oriented by our emotions, and we're guided by the things that we want to do. And we try to shun away from the things that we don't want to do. So what we need to do is just change the things that we enjoy. And you change those things by exposing yourself to positive environments,
Mm-hmm.
by exposing yourself to quality food, to people that are positive. If you're hanging out around negative crowds, how do you expect to have a good mindset?
Mm-hmm.
It can't happen because you haven't created the necessary groundwork for the seed to flourish. So,
So you curate as much of every environment as
everything.
humanly
The
possible.
how, the how is very simple. Choose what information you're feeding to yourself. Information isn't just through the ears, and it's not just reading. Information can be the people that you hang out with, the food that you eat, the thoughts that you have. All of these things is information that is dictating how you operate. And if you don't control these things and put them towards positivity, aka your ability to have an edge towards a better life as opposed to an edge towards a worse life, that's all it is. It's positioning, it's framing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's understanding that what you have to do in life is ride the wave
Mm-hmm.
of success.
Ride the
Ro-
wave, don't fight the current. Yeah.
yes, you ride the wave, but you can only catch it if you position yourself the correct way, and you position yourself through intent.
Mm-hmm. By being prepared.
Yeah.
Was fitness always an integral role for you once you made the shift? I know you said you were overweight and then skinny
Mobility.
down.
Mobility is, I think, that was the biggest thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the gym was the big solution for me. It was feeling flexible in my own body, the ability to touch my toes, the ability to, be flexible, the ability to run. And the more you grow, the more you become sedentary and you adapt to a lifestyle that is slow. That's why I love to travel. It's all about fast speed, mobility, quick.
And it also probably feeds the creativity with decision making. Make sure you have so much going on that you almost need to like solve this business problem in Argentina. You know what I mean? Or think through this thing in Brazil. Or like I get the subtlety of that, but also the nuance of it. I guess for me, it's like the 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 fact that you're doing it so frequently. I wonder how you sustain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you sustain it by having healthy lifestyle. You're never going to see me go out and party at a club. Rare if at all.
Mm.
I have to be forced to go. You never see me drink alcohol. You're rarely, if at all, maybe by misfortune, eat high fructose corn syrup or processed sugars, carbs at night, seed oils, everything that, all these things that are intentionally designed to hold you down and harm you,
Yeah.
I stay away from. So I tried to optimize. You'd be surprised. You see somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo,
Mm.
now at 40 years of age, shredded, competing with people that are half his age, strong, ripped. Consistency,
Mm.
good habits, good patterns, staying away from drugs, staying away from alcohol, staying away from bad things. You can actually have a lot more stamina and momentum than you think.
Mm-hmm. Do you think for you there's like ways you enhance it? I don't know about Adderall or tea. I already know you obviously probably don't do those things, but for you, is there any things you tried or any things you do to supplement your focus day to day or your energy day to day?
I think it all starts once again
Yeah,
with how you go to sleep.
right.
Your day only starts in accordance to how you finish it. So if it's shitty, cupcakes at night, donuts, coffee at 2 in the morning, you're not going to wake up well. It's fine. If that's what you want to do, that's okay. So your day first starts with preparation, how you prepare yourself the night before. When you wake up, what is the most important thing to do? Oxygenate the brain,
Mhm.
clean up, hydrate, move,
Systems, yeah.
everything. 15-minute walk in the morning, chlorophyll, salt water, hydrate properly, clean, out the door, get some sun.
Mhm.
Doesn't take you 2 hours, but what it does is it creates space. It creates my ability to move. It gives me my nutrition. It gives me my sun. Then I can go back and I begin to work. It's not very long. It takes me about 30, 40 minutes. I'm very fast. I'm very efficient, but I get to do things that I enjoy. And I create these small little habits that create kind of a structure in my life, even if there's chaos. I'll go on a walk any city that I'm in.
Yeah.
I can stretch for 15 minutes anywhere that I go. You saw me here in the back. We shipped in spring water. So I drink my spring water in the morning. So my routine is very simple. It's something I can sustain. A lot of people become overly ambitious
Yeah.
and they add 19 things to their to-do list. I'm going to master this year. It's like, but you haven't mastered the basics.
Mhm.
I'm still mastering the basics, bro.